All right, what's up, everyone? Sean here with Danny.
What's up?
We're back for another movie. Um, this time around, this is quite the anticipated film of this year. I think especially for a DC movie.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where the more trailers I saw, or people in general saw, I think the more excited they got, and
Yeah.
I think. And then I believe, if I can recall correctly, you were like super excited about this film. Before we, went in and watch it on the opening night.
Yeah. Well, ever since it came out with the first trailer,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm on board. I was like, dude, I want to watch this like right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it got even more little by little as the trailers started to come out with more and like the controversies and all that started to come out. Then I was like, dude, I really want to see this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially with Joaquin Phoenix of all people to do Joker. I'm like, wow, this is such a like surprise pick, you know what I mean, of all the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so let's go right into it. So I'll let you take the first start. So you were super anticipating for this film and you were excited. Going in, he had high expectations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Very high.
So after watching it, man, how do you feel, man?
Well, I gotta say, man, I really enjoyed this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like it like I said, I went in with pretty high expectations.
Yeah.
Surrounding all, because of everything that was surrounding it.
Yeah.
All the media and stuff. And I walked out very satisfied with it. And wow, this movie it's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't want to call it a masterpiece, but it's up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The acting, Joaquin Phoenix as Joker was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely deserves an Oscar nom. Will he win it? Maybe, but I don't think so. But he definitely deserves a nomination at the least.
Oh yeah.
He was phenomenal in this movie. This Joker right here is up there with Heath Ledger's, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to choose which one I like better because they're both they're both playing this the same character Joker, but it's totally different interpretations of the Joker.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger was prime Joker.
Mm-hmm.
The criminal mastermind, the one with the plan, who was ahead of everyone.
Yeah.
And then this Joker is just starting out. He's not even known as Joker in the movie. First he starts out as Arthur Fleck, which slowly turns into the Joker.
Right.
As the movie goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the way this movie brought him out in such a realistic way,
Mm-hmm.
it was great. The execution was top notch. The direction, the writing, cinematography was excellent. Really enjoyed how this movie looked. The acting, as I said, it's like grade A, top notch acting, and the music, the score was phenomenal. It was just haunting, like very dark, like kind of like a horror movie in a way, but in a way it's just the way they incorporated into the movie with what was going on, and it just made the movie seem very atmospheric.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And throughout the entire movie, except for one part, but
We'll get to
that later. But yeah, the climax, the way it built up to the climax was just heart pounding. Like I was edge of my seat the entire movie, from the beginning, the very end with the climax is just. It's great. I don't know. I'm lost for words. It's a movie everyone has to see, in my opinion. Go out there and watch it. If you haven't seen it yet. Don't wait until it's on DVD and Netflix streaming. No, go out and watch it in theaters right away.
Yeah.
And just go in there with an open mind, and honestly, the violence in this movie isn't as bad as the media is trying to portray. Yes, when there is violence, which isn't a whole lot, but the violence that it's in here, it can get brutal, realistic, but not gory. It's not gory. It's bloody, but not gory, not graphic. It's just bloody, realistic kind of violence. So and in that category, violence is not bad. There's been way worse movies
Oh yeah. Oh
that's
yeah.
come out
Yeah.
this year.
Oh yeah.
That's yeah, way worse with the violence.
Yeah.
So yeah, just go in with an open mind, and I definitely recommend you guys watch this movie.
Mm-hmm. This is definitely a different sort of like DC movie. I think. This is like pretty much a standalone like story.
Yeah.
From what I've gathered, and for what it's worth, I think it's really good. You know, yeah. I mean, maybe it's just like a good film with the Joker name and DC sort of label like slapped onto it. But I think even I don't know, like
It's more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like even if this didn't have the DC, Joker name on it, it's still like a great standalone movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is some similarities between Taxi Driver and King of Comedy.
Yeah.
In the movies, but for me, I didn't see it as the director ripping off those movies. I saw him as paying like
Homage,
a tribute,
yeah.
like a homage, like a tribute to those movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not a complete plagiarization or anything. It's still like it still stands on its own 2 feet. But you definitely do see like bits and pieces of like Taxi Driver and I guess King of Comedy. But I saw more of Taxi Driver because that's like the movie I saw most recently before going into this one.
Yeah, same.
Yes, and then like you told me to,
Mm-hmm.
and the director. Drew inspiration from Martin Scorsese in general, not necessarily like, I guess these specific movies by any means, but I think in general, like Scorsese was the main inspiration for him, and I think he wanted to incorporate somehow, these like characteristics into this film, and I think, overall, as an overall like movie or film, I think it's a really, really good one.
Yes.
It's still considered a slow burn, but it definitely didn't feel like your typical slow burn movie.
No, not at all. I was hooked the entire movie.
Oh yeah.
I was never bored.
Yeah. There's like every scene was like pretty much like interesting. Like it's like it hooks you in.
Yeah.
And it's just so like you're captivated by what you're seeing on the screen.
Yeah. Also, the music helps too.
And the music helps
the
too.
score is just like
everything.
It just creates the atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely. Like everything thrown in there, like
it's just like bone chilling. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, oh god. It makes you feel dirty. Way. It's like, oh my.
It all comes together.
Yeah.
And it makes every scene like such a great like thing, and it all weaves together all to really well. And it really does a good job, like going up that point to the roller coaster, and then just and once you get to the drop, it's like, oh my god, what I mean?
Exactly.
And but I mean, like it's not like a completely like crazy like roller coaster that goes too far or anything like that. Like there is like Danny said, like there is some violence in there, like not a whole lot, but like whenever you see it or whenever it happens, it's because of how it built up to it. It feels more brutal than what it actually is because of what the character is going through. And I think this film really does a good job, like doing that with Arthur.
Yes.
So like I said, like it really does a good job, and of course, one of the big keys here is Joaquin Phoenix. Like he definitely put his body on the line, like literally, like he lost like 50 pounds. He looked absolutely like just skinny and like mangled, and like he definitely had the body of like someone who is just losing it pretty much. You get like there are a lot of shots of him like naked, like topless, what I mean, and you can see his back like all like what I mean, like it really like they really went far in detail as to like portray this kind of character. So like a lot of like good fine details and stuff, and then like the music was it all added together, and like the camera work and everything just came all together, and like I was super engaged, like we've been watching like a number of like slow burn sort of movies, kind of like consecutively relatively, because like
Rambo kind of fucked that up. But
yeah, and then we got Rambo in
Yeah.
there, hopefully, hoping that it would have, like kind of break that thing, that mold.
I mean,
but,
well, technically that movie's a slow burn, but
No,
in a bad way.
no, exactly. Like
Yeah.
we were hoping that Rambo can like break it, because like just to
You
like
wanted
we don't
something
get
exciting, yeah.
yeah. But we want something like something in between. You know what I mean?
So like a good popcorn.
Yeah,
movie.
flick.
Like, Rambo, there's gonna be a lot of violence and shit blowing up. Yeah, okay.
The violence in Rambo is a lot worse.
Yeah. There you go.
than this one. Let's just say
a
that.
lot worse.
A
yeah.
lot worse. And then, but it didn't really like. I felt like it didn't earn it as much as as Joker here,
Yeah.
because it just a much more better, well put together like story here.
Yeah.
And obviously we had Robert De Niro playing as the TV host, and it's kind of like paying homage to the Scorsese stuff, because he always appeared in a number of those films, especially with Taxi Driver, Kingdom Comedy, and Raging Bull, and all that stuff, with characters with these
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. These characters with these psychotic problems, and that in having him in here was like it kind of like it was pretty cool to see. It's almost like that extra piece in the puzzle, but it somehow fit. You know what I mean? And also, just paying homage in general. But I think he did great as the TV host, and really did a good job, like kind of poking, Arthur with the stick, pretty much, like just really getting into him, and making just a pub, like just pretty much like putting him through public shaming and stuff, like. And it's just one more thing as to why you see Joker like become, or Arthur become the Joker.
Yeah.
And you really do feel it, and it really like puts people into this state, like, should I really be rooting for this guy? Because because obviously Arthur is the main character. He's a villain. He becomes a villain, right? But because of how they portrayed his story, it's like, damn, like. You start to really feel it,
Yeah.
and it like kind of confuses you, like, is this guy, this guy's a villain, but I feel like maybe I should root for it. I don't know. And then,
I mean, that's the thing though. Like, I feel like it's gonna be confusing to have that point of view if you're not familiar with the villain, with the comic.
Yeah.
If you don't know much about the Joker, you're gonna be like, oh, should I root for this guy? He's like, he's doing these bad things. Like,
Yeah.
why is he, the main
Right.
protagonist of this
It's-
this movie? But if you know about the lore and the comics and all that, obviously the Joker's a villain. I mean, I think everyone should know that.
I think
That's the thing. I went going into the movie thinking, oh, I'm going to see a villain. This is a movie about a villain. So we're going to see this movie on a villain's point of view.
Yeah.
Is all first person villain side of the story. It's just like all Joker.
Yeah.
And he's going to do some fucked up shit. And I didn't expect for him to do anything good. But I went into this movie also wanting just to see a good story.
Yeah.
Be
told,
told
yeah.
and well executed, which I got.
Yeah.
I was not. I didn't go to the movie saying, "Oh, Joker, I want to be like him. I want to do the stuff that he does in his movie." No, it's just I want to see how he becomes the Joker, and then how that story carries out. That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah. So I think like again, like overall, this movie does a really great job like portraying that, and if I'm trying to like really think of anything else that hasn't been said already, but I think it's definitely up there for my personal like movie of the year. Like I think I really like this film that much.
Same. Yeah.
I think it really left a like big impression. At least for the films this year.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there's not a whole lot to complain about, but maybe maybe nitpicky things.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
I'm not one to nitpick movies.
Yeah.
But there are like one or two things that I
Yeah.
didn't, I was like whatever about. I didn't hate, but I was like, well, it was kind of weird. Like some music choice that that played during the third act. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Later in the later act.
Came out of nowhere, but okay, I just went with it.
Yeah. otherwise, yeah. Besides, Arthur himself, all the other characters, like, I liked for what their roles were. They did a good job, like they're like supporting, the character and stuff, or like providing, the support, their support roles for the movie and stuff, and just damn, they wind up in places like just that are just like brutal. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, this movie is really intense.
Yeah.
I saw the movie twice.
Yeah.
The second time, my heart rate was going off. My watch was going off because of how intense the movie gets, especially in the third act, and that tells you a lot, because I know what happens. I already saw the movie before.
Yeah.
But still, like, my heart was racing because the movie is so tense. And I was like, holy shit, like, this is great.
Yeah, like I actually felt like
it's very rewatchable.
Yes, I felt my heart beating too. Like, I just didn't know what to expect or what's gonna happen. Like, but it's weird because Joker's gonna like break or whatever, or like he's gonna like do something, but you still just don't know. So it puts you in that state of like, oh my god,
like how the music builds up.
Yeah, like,
and like the music kind of makes it predictable. Like, he's gonna snap, but the way it's executed, like it's still great, and it gets you hooked, and it gets you so accelerated. You're like, oh shit, like I want to see what happens.
Yeah, it just gets you super excited. Yeah, so, just trying to think of anything else. I mean, yeah, there's some like extra little things that DC fans would like. You'll see Bruce at some point, and like there are little cameos in here and there, but yeah, other than that, this is Joker, man. This is like all about Joker.
Yeah, I would say also, do not go into this thinking you're gonna see a big old blockbuster popcorn flick kind of movie with a ton of action and a lot of CGI. A lot of jokes. It's called Joker. You're like, oh, it's gonna be funny. No. This is really dark, or a dark movie with dark tone all throughout. It's not a fun movie, but it is enthralling. Like, it gets the story, gets you, makes it fun. Okay, but not like in a fun, like, hey, no, fun, like, oh my god, this is a great movie, like the way it's shot, the way it's acted. You're gonna appreciate a lot of the things, especially if you're a big film buff. But yeah, just keep your expectations like that. Just go in with an open mind, and also at the same time, keep in mind, this isn't a Justice League or Avenger type of movie.
This will definitely put you through several emotions, and it'll definitely like make you feel uncomfortable. But I think that's definitely the intention.
Exactly.
That's the intention of the movie, to put you in that state, because that's what what Arthur is going through, and especially even Phoenix himself felt uncomfortable with.
Yeah, there's so many moments that make you want to cringe, but like in a good way. In a good way. You hear the word cringe, it's like, oh, bad, But no, in this way, this is like in a good, like, oh my god, because it fits in the story.
You'll feel the genuine cringe.
Yeah, because it fits his character.
Yeah. Like, he's trying to become this comedian, but this is a downfall story, so what is gonna go. So it's like seeing a character like fail and stuff like that numerous times.
See him suffer with his condition.
Yeah.
And it's just how he breaks out sometimes with laughing, and just like out of nowhere, it's just like, oh my god, it makes you so uncomfortable.
There's also like funny moments that are like very awkward and uncomfortable too. But
it's dark kind of humor.
Very, very dark humor. So a lot of those thrown in there, and it's just like the finale and everything. I think this is definitely up there for me as a movie of the year sort of thing.
Yes.
So, this is kind of like like it's such a stark contrast with like the Avenger movie, or Endgame of this year, especially like in that movie there's a lot of like action, and like it's very easy to consume, and not a whole lot of like emotions or moods besides like, oh yeah, obviously there's those cool moments, and then there's that sad moment, right?
Yeah.
But like this one is like you go through so much, your heart is beating.
I mean, there's a good amount of emotion in Endgame, of course, but in Joker's it's a different kind of emotion.
It's very, very polarizing, I would say. Like it's just such a like it's so,
because this is a standalone movie, but it makes you feel like all these different emotions. Whereas Endgame, you feel emotions because of what happened in the previous movies.
Yeah. Right.
So,
Right. It definitely had a different kind of build up to it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it had,
That's why it's hard for me to choose which movie I like more right now.
Right.
Which movie I would pick, is my movie of the year right now. Right now it's between, Endgame, Joker, and I would put there maybe Toy Story 4 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For me. So, it's hard for me to choose. When it comes to comic book movies of the year, definitely Endgame and Joker up there.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard for me to choose right now which one I would, go with as my number one. But for now, at this very moment, I would have to go with Joker. But that can change, the next day. So I don't know. It's neck and neck right now for me.
Yeah,
it's really hard for me to choose.
Yeah. It's like that's like very hard to say as to like what movie was better because, of course, these two movies are very different. Very different. So it's definitely hard to say like, what's my movie? Of the year?
If you want a good popcorn, fun flick, then definitely go with Endgame.
Yeah.
If you want an actual film,
yeah,
something that will be studied for in years to come, go with Joker.
Yeah. Like Endgame, it fits in that category where it's it's much easier to consume.
Yeah.
But Joker, it's like you have to kind of like,
you have to pay attention. You have to appreciate what's going on with the story. And with the character, and just have to be engaged the entire time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there was, I mean, this is kind of unrelated but sort of related, but because Scorsese kind of came out and said, "Oh, these Marvel movies aren't my thing. They're not movies to me, or they're more like theme parks and stuff like that." Mm-hmm. Did you hear about this? Yeah. So like it's just like I kind of understand from what he's saying because his style is super different from the Marvel movie, of course.
Exactly,
like I mean, of course, these movies are in that like realm because you have to know your audience, what kind of audience you want to grab. And obviously you don't want all these Marvel movies to be like, these Scorsese films either. Like, it's just not, it just doesn't.
Two different, sides, two different categories. Scorsese can say what he wants about the Marvel movies. Of course I kind of agree with him in a way, but I still enjoy those Marvel movies. Like, to me, they're still,
they're still movies.
Films to me. They're still movies that I can enjoy. But, Scorsese, he's the wise guy. He makes, top-notch movies. So, I understand where he's coming from. And I really appreciate his work, too. And because of his comments doesn't mean I'm going to boycott his next movie. I'm really excited for The Irishman. So I really want to watch that, Yes, Scorsese said what he said about the Marvel movies, but I still want to see his Irishman movie. Right. So, the man has a point in a way.
No, I'm not like completely disagreeing with him either because like I see the theme park sort of ways because there's a lot of CGI thrown in there too, and in this movie there's like hardly any CGI. There's all pretty much mostly practical. Maybe the blood splatter might have been CGI like on top of what what was actually there too. Like maybe because like I noticed like the red color and like there's some like kind of like sheen or shine going on that could have been artificial or something just to enhance the look of it. But I think like overall the blood splatter and everything was pretty like authentic. You know what I mean? So I think there and also like there was some like weird like green screen sort of shot too, like at some point too. But I think other than that, like everything was practical. It was all on the character. Like that was like that's
nothing looked to me. Nothing looked fake in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Like everything looked like 100% real.
Yeah. Like pretty much like it's all Arthur. So so I think they did a really good job with
like
that.
When they're outside in the city, it looks authentic. Authentic. Gotham.
Oh, I mean, I guess if you want to count this in, like, the rats were they were super CGI, but, who cares? They were fucking rats. They were kind of background-ish. It's like, right, But other than that, the important bits of it, that's all practical. Like, and, like just a lot of it is coming from the actor anyway. So it's like, you don't really do...
It's a character study.
It's a exactly a character study. So yeah, overall, this is such a, very emotional movie in certain aspects, or like it'll put you like in a very uncomfortable position, but that's its intention. That's what it's supposed to do, to put you in that state with Arthur and pretty much everyone else around him too. Like everyone's uncomfortable around him. You know,
Oh yeah.
everyone talks shit about him too because he's weird. He's an outcast and stuff, and that's the whole point of this whole movie in the first place. So yeah. Anyways, despite all the controversy, all the drama, blah blah blah. I mean, this is, it. I guess there's a reason why it's happening, because this is such a like dramatic movie, and it's got it has so much going on for a guy that's turned into a psycho killer clown. You know what I mean? There's like so much more to it.
Yes.
So So I think overall, I think if I were to, I guess we can go to the score before we really start getting into the story bits and stuff. Man, like initially, right when I was tweeting, I'm like, this is a 10 out of 10, because this is like such a like. There's nothing really wrong with it, so like therefore, logically, I would give it a perfect score, but trying to be like, trying to like look over anything else and stuff like that after really thinking it, man, that's really hard. Yeah. Like, I don't know, I like. There's really nothing wrong with the film to me, anyway.
Yeah, same here. I like to absorb, movies very easily. It's very hard for me to dislike a movie, even if the story is shit. But like if the effects and the acting is great, some way it can save the movie for me, and I'll like it. So for me, do you mind if I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, to me, watching it 2 times, initially, thinking also like. You gave it 10 out of 10. I'm gonna stick with that score and give this a perfect 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I think really honestly, I'm gonna go with a 10 out of 10. Like it's just. It's definitely not a perfect film, but a film that I really like.
Yeah, same. It's not no film is perfect. Nothing is perfect.
Oh, nothing is perfect. That's super subjective.
Yeah.
But this is a film that I really liked, and I didn't know what to expect. Like I didn't know what to really like. How I'd feel coming out of the theater and stuff. But damn, it really like exceeded my expectations. I just this is definitely. Left some sort of impression on me.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, one way or the other.
Yes.
I'm
gonna be thinking about this movie for a long time, and I can't wait to get this on Blu-ray. Definitely getting this 4K.
Yeah, 4K. Yeah, all that.
Definitely.
Yeah, this is definitely something I would probably grab. Physical.
I want
too.
that steelbook.
Yeah, the steelbook. Yeah.
Steelbook. I'm gonna get that.
Oh yeah. That's So, So Phoenix did a really good job, especially with the laugh.
Yes.
He had that laugh down.
Out of the park, man. With that laugh. Oh my god. I think I like his laugh better than Ledger's.
Yeah. I can definitely say that when it comes to the laugh alone, I think he got that.
Creepy. Ledger's I like too. Yeah, he has a really good laugh. Like his is more like a diabolical, like a maniac kind of crazy kind of laugh. Joker's like more like creepy, like just like like unsettling kind of laugh. Like oh my god. Like this movie makes you feel like just dirty, like I said before. Like it makes you want to take a shower after. Especially how it ends. And oh my god, this movie's great.
So anyway, that's
to me, it's pretty close to a masterpiece. I wouldn't call it like a full-on masterpiece, but it's up there. When it comes to superhero movies, it's definitely one of the best ones made. To me, it's up there with Dark Knight, because Dark Knight also is like, for me, it's like a 10 out of 10 movie. But it's up there. To me, to me, it's the best superhero movie since The Dark Knight. Yeah. In my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, best DC movies to come out, in the past 10 years since The Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's, plus, the whole rated R thing that, that's, it definitely, like, really shows. But, anyway, before I, have us go into spoilers, just want to, like, make this comparison, too. I guess you can say like Joker is kind of like a really fine wine, you know what I mean? And then like movies like Avengers is like a really good beer, you know what I mean? They all have their place, you know what I mean? It's not like if you're there are people who are in the mood for beer, and there are people who are in the mood for wine, and they and they both like deserve to be. I guess it's kind of hard to explain after that, but basically they're two different kind of like alcohol, and they both can be enjoyed by demographic and
Yeah.
um
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly,
yeah. So
A lot of people out there, I think, drink beer more than
Yeah.
wine.
Yeah.
So that's why I think a select people will really enjoy the Joker.
Yeah.
Well, I think the majority of people are gonna like love Endgame and Avengers and Marvel movies. They're all into that.
Yeah.
For the Joker, because it's just the rating, the violence, which isn't that bad, but still way more violent than the other Marvel movies. But yeah, like you said, it's just a fine wine. This Joker, it's as the movie goes on,
Yeah.
it gets more engaging, and then once you get to the climax, it's like holy shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it'll hit you like
it's
my
got
God,
it's got so much like character to it. Let's just
Yeah.
say, and obviously, like with alcohol, you don't want everything to be red wine. You want some variety. You want the beers, you want the bourbon, you want the whiskey and stuff like that. Point being, movies like Joker are welcome, but also you can't deny that these Marvel films are good either. They have their own place too.
They have their own place. Yeah,
so,
of course.
Yeah, so that's why like I like movies of all spectrums, like the cartoons and or animated films, and then you have the Marvel movies, and you have the comedies and the romance comedies, that sort of shit.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
so it's good to have this variety, and so Joker really fills in that like that dramatic, like uncomfortable, like unsettling, dark.
It's weird because people for the longest time have been asking for a different kind of superhero movie that isn't a Marvel movie. Like, oh my God, Marvel! Every year we get 3 Marvel movies. Like, come on, man, we want something different. And then okay, here's Joker, and people still fucking complain about it. There's still problems. Like, dude, this is what people are asking for. This is what what they've been wanting for the past years. A different kind of movie that's character driven and very realistic. And still people are like still talking shit about this movie. This movie currently has a 69% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is ridiculous. This has got to be at least in the 80s, high 80s.
yeah, of course.
But just people are critics are they're just
flakes,
big complainers, like snowflakes.
They're a bunch of flakes.
So to me, don't worry about the Rotten Tomato score. Go out and watch this movie.
Oh yeah.
Keep an open mind, and I think for the most part, you guys will enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
Just like I said before, just don't go in expecting some sort of big spectacle with a lot of CGI and a lot of action. No. This is more of a slow burn, but in a good way.
Yeah. So, that's Joker without spoiling anything. So we're gonna go into the spoiler section in a few moments. So thank you guys so much, and go out and see it. Highly recommend it. It's definitely worth catching it in theaters. So
yes.
But anyways, we'll see you in the spoiler section for those who already watched it. All right, welcome to the spoiler section now. Now we can open pretty much the rest of the can of Joker. We're gonna talk about some spoiler points. I don't think we're gonna go through the entire film, but there are some points that I do want to talk about. And go over. There are some moments I want to talk about too. That don't necessarily are spoiler-esque, but anyway. So obviously this is a story about Joker, and he's who is Arthur Fleck, and he's in a dead-end job as a clown, funny enough, and he lives with his mother who's trying to nurture her because she's sick and whatever, right? And but he's just having the worst luck of his life, and he's an outcast and everything, and he gets beat up as a clown, you know what I mean? And
he's not enjoying his life at all. He's trying to smile, at the very first scene, you see him trying, create a smile, but then you see his tear coming out. It's just like he's so fed up, Tommy Wiseau said in the room, I'm fed up with this world. Everyone betray me.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's the image that Wiseau wanted to portray, but obviously,
exactly, yeah.
But you know what happened. Anywho, so he's you know, he's like in the dumps and everything, and Gotham has this problem with like the gap between the rich and the poor and everything. So, and obviously he's part of the poor. So yeah, there's like some like side conflicts going on too with the politics and all that.
So you really got to pay attention to this movie, like even like the background chatter, like the radio and all, the TV and all that.
Yeah,
there's a lot of backstory there that you should pay attention to, and that revolves around the overall story.
Yeah, and you know, Thomas Wayne kind of does play a role somewhat, but you know, especially later on.
Yeah.
But you kind of see him like in the background too, and then like, you know, there was, of course, there now, you know, comes to a point where Joker, you know, or no, excuse me, Arthur, after he got beat up, and one of his like coworkers, like, you know, knew about it or brought it up to him. He's like, oh, you know, have this gun and whatever for your protection. And then later on, there was a scene with him in the hospital. You know, he you know, he was doing his job as a clown. You know, he's entertaining the kids and stuff like that. A lot of them appear to be like cancer patients and stuff like that, or whatever they're going through. You know, he's, you know, making them happy and stuff, right? And then I think like right at like the high point or whatever, his gun drops on the floor, and everyone saw the gun, and he's like, oh shit, and he's just trying to pick it up like, hey, and he's trying to like, and he's like, yeah, exactly, try to like
it's
play
just subtle humor like that. It's like, it's like, it's fucked up, it's dark, but you know, it's just hilarious.
It's just hilarious. You just wind up laughing at it. That's dark comedy for you. But and then so after that he got fired, you know, even though he said like, oh, it's a prop, it's part of my act. So he lost his job as a
and also his boss told him, you know, Randall, I think that's his name. You know, he told the boss, you know, Arthur, you know, has the gun. It's like what the fuck, you know. Randall ratted him out. He's a rat. Randall being the rat.
And and then when he got fired, you know, then he say like, oh, he gave me the gun or whatever, right? So you know, that's like, you know, a start for his like downward spiral and everything, and even like before, like his boss is like really shitty too, because like, you know, even though Arthur got beat up and stuff, he got jumped in an alley and stuff, he just didn't believe him because he didn't like.
All he wanted was the sign.
He
only cared about the sign,
not his well-being.
He's like, if you don't get the sign back, you know, I'm gonna take it out of your paycheck. So he just got beat up. Like, what the fuck?
Right. Like,
he got killed.
Yeah, right.
But no, he's like, I want my sign back.
Yeah.
What a dick.
Yeah. So, like, it's just everything around him is not going well. But you know, after he got fired, he is inspired to become a stand-up comedian next, because, you know, there's this TV show that he watches with his mom.
Well, if we're going chronological order, right after he got fired was when he had the conversation with the three Wall Street dudes in the subway.
Oh right, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So man, that scene was like brutal. It's like, you know, you see him like laugh, and obviously he has that condition, you know, of that he can't stop laughing. And it's uncontrollable, and of course they don't know, so they took it as like, you know, hey, he's laughing at them, like, hey, what's so funny, and so they start beating him up, and then he's going to take it, and then he took it as a gun, and boom, he just shot all of them one by one, or well, he shot the two, and then the one escaped, but he's like, he already got shot too, and he's just like, and he just couldn't
Arthur
run.
could have let him go, but no, he hunted him down.
Oh yeah, he hunted him down. He wanted him dead.
At that point, Arthur was like starting to die, and then Joker was starting to, you know, become, you know, reborn.
Yeah.
So, you know, once he caught up to him, he shot him to death. And right there, he was just like, oh, it didn't seem like, oh my God, what have I done? This is bad, you know. It felt like, oh, you know, he felt liberated. You know, he panicked at you know, right there, and he started running. Once he got into the bathroom, and then he started doing his dance. It's like one of the, you know, one of the best scenes in the movie for me is when he started dancing to the haunting music. That's when the Joker's like born right there. It's like, that's where he becomes what he is, you know. That's his way of, you know, I saw that as him calming down after what happened, he just killed three people.
Mm-hmm.
And he just started dancing away, just trying to calm down.
Yeah,
chill about it. And then that was badass.
yeah. Very, very, like, again, like, this is like very unsettling, but it's just all makes sense.
And apparently I heard this behind the scenes that part that him dancing wasn't part of the script. It was improvised. By Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Because the director Phillips, he played the music, there out loud, and then Phoenix just started dancing, to the music, and then they caught that on film. They're like, okay, we're gonna keep that cut.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's cool trivia.
Mm-hmm. So after the three people were murdered, and they were employees under Thomas Wayne, of Wayne Enterprises. Of course, Thomas Wayne himself went on TV, and he had his statement and stuff like that, calling the murderer a coward and stuff like that, who hides behind a mask.
Yeah.
But
clown.
Yeah, a clown. But the poor were pretty much like mostly on his side, because they didn't like the rich, about what they're doing and stuff. Yeah. So it's kind of like a role reversal almost. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you would think like the people would be against the murder because it's wrong, of course, but but these three men were from Wayne Enterprises, and I guess they had their own feelings about the rich and stuff, so that's why this time they took the murderer's side, and which is like kind of that's something you definitely don't see every day, but anyway,
this movie's dark, man.
It's definitely
it's dark ass movie.
Yeah. And I think they started, to form a group around, around Arthur, who, technically now becoming the Joker.
Yeah.
The clown, pretty much, because they all started to wear the mask.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, they didn't know, it was Arthur that did it. It was a guy behind a mask, a clown. Yeah. So that's why everyone started wearing the clown mask. The protesters.
Yeah. Yes. But so meanwhile, so he had a moment of liberation, but now he's still like going through another like dip in his life, because the health services had funds cut, and so he couldn't get his medication anymore. They had to shut down. So he's like, well, shit, I can't keep myself like from laughing or whatever psychological effects he's going through. Like, well, fuck, like it's just gonna go poorly.
Yep.
And meanwhile, he's trying to like come up with the material and all that stuff. He's like trying to he was like at one of the shows for with a stand-up comedian, and there's another like really awkward scene because he's like laughing like after everyone laughed, and like it's like very unsettling because he kind of stuck out like a sore thumb, obviously, too, and like like his laugh is just so like, man, like like,
creepy. It's like, oh god, makes you feel like just like very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Very dirty.
And he kept laughing, at some parts too.
He kept laughing at the offbeats. Like,
at the offbeats.
Everyone started, stop laughing. He laughed. He couldn't find the right rhythm to laugh, which it's just crazy to see and to hear. It's just like oh my god, like what the hell is he doing? Like it just makes you feel so cringe. Like oh my god, it's so cringy, but not in a bad way.
Oh yeah, and also like I guess this was before the whole shooting thing, but he sees the woman, remember, like the single mother, in the elevator. I think it was like after he got no, this was right before he got fired.
Right, yeah.
I think it was like after like he got beat up, pretty much. He meets the single mother, but she's kind of like cynical herself because I guess a lot of people in the the ghetto, I guess, are they all have some sort of like dark background or something, or but anyway, he or she becomes pretty much a love interest to Arthur, and well, it seems
I guess.
but it's and of course it appears that they started to I guess date or something, right?
Yeah,
that's what the image seemed to be painted as, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so now back to where we are now. So Arthur, he had, I guess he had enough of material, but because of the having no medication and stuff, when he went up, like he couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
When he was trying to like say his
God,
jokes, and that was where it was like, oh my god, like it was so uncomfortable, so cringy, in the most genuine way.
Yeah.
And then and the girl Sophie, that's her name, was there, and she was laughing, of course, to his jokes whenever he actually said them, but overall it didn't go well because Arthur just couldn't keep himself together because of the lack of medication and everything.
Well, he tried,
and
but it seemed like it kind of faded out, and he was just like saying his stuff. We didn't really know how it went. At that time,
right? And you don't really get to see the audience reacting. It was like it was like in the background. Almost.
Yeah.
So
and they just start playing music, background music. I was like, I wonder what happened. Did it go well or not? But I guess we won't. Well, we'll find out in a bit, but till much later on.
Right. Yeah. But one would assume, that it didn't go well.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way, that first part of the act like happened. You know what I mean? Like him just uncontrollably laughing and everything, and then Sophie and Arthur were walking down, and they passed by a newsstand, and they saw the newspaper article about the clown murdering the three people. And then, and I guess she's like also kind of like part of the people who are supporting the clown, saying that, he's kind of like a hero almost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
it seems like she's supporting him.
It seems like, right?
Yeah.
And then, I guess later on, Arthur's mother starts to write a letter to Thomas because, they needed help. And she was a former associate, I guess, or worker.
Yeah.
Under Wayne, and the way she interpreted was that they were under some sort of like relationship, and she wrote the letter and stuff, trying to see if she can get help from him. And Arthur saw the letter and he got mad, and. But in the letter, I guess he supposedly found out that he's Thomas Wayne's son, and I guess that's how he found the mansion, right, from the letter. So that's where he met young Bruce Wayne, between the gate and stuff, and then he was like, trying to, or he's like trying to entertain him and whatever, but he started being weird and stuff, and it started again like that. There's another uncomfortable part, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Alfred stepped in, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he wanted to talk to Thomas Wayne, but I guess Alfred said no, because he's a fucking weirdo and stuff, So he's like, just you need to just get away from this mansion, you know what I mean, or manor, And then the police started to question everyone around Arthur, including his former coworkers, the clowns, because he was in a clown costume. So of course, naturally, you go to the clowns first, and then they pointed to Arthur, and so they went to the apartment where they started to question his mother, and then in that process she suffered a stroke, and then goes to the hospital, and then there Arthur was questioned too, as well. And then let me see here. And in the process, and then Sophie was there, I guess, and then she tried to support him and stuff, try to comfort him, and stepped out to get some coffee or whatever. And then the on TV was playing the late night show with I forget his name.
Murray.
Was it
Murray?
Mary?
Murray, yeah.
it was like Puckett or something. Like it was like it's actually it's an homage to King of Comedy, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wasn't it called like the Murray Show or something?
No, it was Mary Franklin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Murray Franklin.
Yeah. Yeah. According to this, it's an homage to the same exact character from the King of Comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen King of Comedy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Well, no, it's not. Well, obviously, it's under a different name, but because it was a homage to, I guess, a character named Robert Puckett, Pupkin.
Oh, okay.
From Kings of Comedy. Well, anyway, yeah, it's supposed to be the homage character. So the Late Show was playing, and then that's where you get to find out that someone was taping the Arthur's segment or whatever, his moment, or his stand up, and Franklin, made fun of him and stuff. Like he like publicly humiliated him.
Yeah.
And that was like another breaking point for Arthur. You know what I mean?
So it sucks because you see how much he idolized Murray and him watching the show for so many years and developing some sort of fantasy for him thinking I wish he was my dad stuff like that. And then once he sees that he's getting shamed by someone that he admired, it's just he completely like just like lose it, like, oh my god, like what the fuck is going on.
And then after that he goes to one of the gatherings or whatever, the protests, right, that was in front of like a theater, I think, right, or something like that.
Theater.
Yeah, the theater, and where like Thomas Wayne was like there to attend to, like, for like a movie or theater performance of some sort.
It was a theater. Oh yeah, it was a movie. Yeah.
It was a movie, yeah.
Charlie Chaplin movie.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. And then somehow Arthur like got in there. He like put on disguise as like one of the chauffeurs or something like that. Meanwhile, like it was like getting crazy between the Gotham police and the writers. The people who have the clown masks on, and whatchamacall. So Arthur finally he pretty much infiltrated and met up with Thomas Wayne in the bathroom of all places. He just kind of like awkwardly approached him, and he's like peeing too. He's like, Thomas Wayne is peeing, and he's like, can I help you?
He's just standing there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like it's just so weird because after he takes off his disguise and everything, he's all like you see him in his usual outfits, like all like dirty and like he just stuck out so much like a sore thumb, and because he's in a nice bathroom with all these other people in their suits and everything, and there's just Arthur like just awkwardly there, you know what I mean? And so like that made it even more awkward when he approached to Wayne, and he asks about Penny, if he knew her or not, and what was like the truth and everything, and Wayne told him like that she's delusional, and Arthur was adopted actually, and of course initially he denied, he was in denial, but he wanted to find out, so he wanted to find out by going to the Arkham State Hospital to get to get a hold of her records, because she was there at one point, because that's where what Wayne told him too, like she was in the same asylum.
Oh yeah, well before that you missed a big point. After he confronted Thomas Wayne, he got punched.
Yeah, he got punched. Yeah.
Okay, and then there's that whole weird scene with him going in the fridge.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, it's him being shown that he's weird, going crazy. And then right after the next morning, he gets a phone call from the Murray show.
That's right. Yeah.
And then he gets an invitation to come on.
Yeah. That's right.
So he's like, he accepts. After thinking that he used that fame to to do something.
Right.
He's up to something. He wants that fame. He wants that more exposure.
Right. He was concocting something.
Yeah. But for what?
He was concocting something in his head. But not before. So after that he goes to the the hospital.
The hospital
After meeting up with Wayne and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So goes to the hospital and had a conversation with like the person at the desk and and then the record was like right there, but he said he can't give it to him because Penny is not there.
Yeah.
To sign it off or whatever.
It's
not authorized. But obviously Arthur really wanted that record, so he's like fuck that, and he just just struggles and steals it, but not before he he revealed something about himself too, like
he confessed. Well, he didn't confess straight up to the killings, but he's like, I done some fucked up shit.
Yeah. Like he kind of like alluded to that.
Yeah.
And pretty much like he wanted to say that he's crazy too, but and that left him like uncomfortable too. It really continues to like make people uncomfortable, including like me and us, of course. Man, so he steals the records and eventually finds out that he is adopted. There's the adoption certificate too, and
not only that, but he finds out that he was abused as a child.
Yeah. In the report, it was said that she had an abusive boyfriend, and she let the boyfriend abuse Arthur, and also herself too.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much like how he went through a fucked up like childhood, and that's how he turned out today. Much.
Yeah. It's just messed him up psychologically.
Yeah, and
I think he
got and then also he got tied up to like the radiator or something.
Yeah.
So that's like the cherry on top and everything. So so that's how we get to find out like how he turned out today.
Yeah, his whole life he thought he had a condition, his laughing, but in reality he was born okay, but the abuse caused him to have that laughing.
His mother
pretty much
like,
he lied to him.
Lied to him, and so she was like pretty much like 50% of how he turned out, and then the other percent was the boyfriend. So but she let it happen, so she's definitely at fault as well. And so with that in mind, he goes to the hospital, and he had the intent of murdering his mother because she was like one of the people who gave him this condition pretty much. She was the cause of it. And just smothers her with a pillow and after some like final words or whatever, right? And then
he says his famous line, I always thought my life was a tragedy, but now I realize it's a fucking comedy.
Yep. And then smothers her. Mom is dead.
Yep.
And then after that, let me see if there's anything before that, but
no, I think so. After he smothers her, that's when he starts to.
He goes to
his house, right?
Or, he goes to Sophie's apartment.
Oh, no, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he's just like sitting there, like after, like all like solemn and dark, and like like had that look to him. Yeah. And then like when Sophie came in and saw him, he's like surprised, like completely like what the hell are you doing here? And then she doesn't like she reacted as if like she doesn't even remember you're Arthur. You're
right?
Arthur. Yeah, you're like Arthur guy from the elevator, right, or whatever. And then pretty much like it reveals the fact that him going out with her was all just a delusional like.
It's all his fantasy. It's all fantasy in his head, which is brilliant. Like like that twist was like, oh shit, like like wow, that got me.
Yeah. We talked about this too, like over dinner after, and like I think the him fantasizing himself on to be on the show, like oh, you're my dad, you're kind of like my dad or whatever. I wanted a dad like you or whatever.
Yeah,
that was like kind of a foreshadow as to like what he was gonna do. You know what I mean? Like at some point it was to just fantasize some things.
Yeah.
So I guess Sophie being his girlfriend was all a fantasy.
Yes.
Or in his mind.
Yeah.
So that was like that was a nice twist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's
Yeah, because like
they go back to the scenes where apparently she was with her, but she was with him, but no, he was all by himself.
Yeah.
He was eating dinner by himself. He liked the newspaper by himself.
Yeah.
Comedy club, she wasn't there, of course. Like she was never with him, never.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ever.
But it was
The only time they interacted was that first time.
The elevator,
The
yeah.
elevator. Yeah.
with the gun.
The gun, yeah,
the-
which is a taxi drive.
Taxi driver reference.
Yeah.
Of course, Arthur did it to himself too after kind of like and made it a little more dramatic, just to be fun. I guess be funny but cynical too.
Yes.
But anyway, so his relationship was a fake all along, and
all in his head. Yeah.
all in his head. And after her reaction, he just turns to her and said he had a bad day or something.
Yeah, he had a bad day.
Yeah, and that's it.
He does the thing again.
Yeah, he does that.
And then after that, it just cuts. You never know. I've heard people say that he killed her, but I don't know. I don't think so. I think he just left. I think
he
I
just
think
left.
she's okay.
Yeah, because he doesn't kill every single person.
No. I think the people he kills in this movie are people that they deserve.
They deserve
to die. Because they've done shit to him. Yeah, it's extreme. Yeah, sure. They could have done it a different way, but at least when he kills people, they had it coming.
Yeah.
If you could put a little bit of light into that situation.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Murder is murder, though.
It's fucked up. I know, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
That's life.
So I think meanwhile though he was preparing for the show. He was there was a scene of him rehearsing his entrance and stuff like that. I was
his big act. Yeah.
He's really weird.
Yeah.
Even though his mom is dead and
and
everything else, right?
And then that's when you realize they show you he does have a plan. His plan is to commit suicide on live TV. Because he had in his notebook he had the saying I hope my death makes more sense than my life.
Yeah. And then his former coworkers come in. It was Randall and Gary.
Yeah,
the little guy. The little
dwarf,
guy.
Yeah.
The little guy. And they try to make him feel better because his mom died in the hospital, but they don't know what actually happened.
Yeah, he's okay, I'm celebrating.
I'm celebrating. I'm
dead.
happy
Yeah,
that she's
yeah.
dead. I'm just what? No. But, and then after they exchange some words. I don't know what exactly he said, but he had a pair of scissors on him behind him, and then just boom, stabs him in the eyes and stuff, and then just starts to just beat him up and start beating his head to the wall. And I think it's Gary. So Gary is just he had that really genuine reaction no, what the fuck why? He was I really felt that too.
Yeah, same. Oh shit, dude.
Oh no. Yeah. And then and pretty much it seemed like Arthur was letting him leave and stuff, and then he just went, but the door was locked because the chain and stuff.
Yeah, he
and
couldn't reach it.
He couldn't reach it because he's short.
Yeah.
And it was oh fuck, I think he's gonna die there. Right? And then it looked like he was gonna die, but he as he was approaching the door, he said something, and then he kissed him or something.
Yeah, he's you're always good to me.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why kissed him on the forehead and
the
lets
forehead.
him go.
Lets him go.
Yeah, I was okay, yeah. I mean, I had a feeling that he was gonna let him go because he was he was always nice to him. Yeah, he's right. Joker only killed Randall because he ratted him out. He got fired. So,
Yeah.
He had that grudge against him, so that's why he killed him right there. But with the little guy, he's cool. So let him go.
Yeah.
But I also thought I had part of me was thinking that he's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Thankfully, no.
It looked like it. Yeah. The way they play that scene out.
Yeah.
But he lives, luckily.
Yep.
So I think going back to that question, I think Sophie is still alive. Why I don't think he had any reason to murder her or anything.
Yeah.
Just like he didn't murder Gary. He could have easily, but no, it looked like it too, but he let him go.
Yeah.
So after that, he paints his face and dyed his hair green.
His suit, his signature Joker suit.
He had the transformation scene, pretty much put on the suit and everything.
Yeah.
He goes down the stairs and then, but before that, right before that, and this is where I guess you you want to say your complaint.
Oh yeah, they just play some random rock song. It's like this.
It's the Hey song.
It's a random sports song that you hear at all football games.
Football games, yeah.
Like, what? Like,
As soon as you,
so jarring. Like what? Like why?
Like it started as soon as you start to hear the.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what? Like I thought it was gonna be like this is like this big score, like like this orchestral like score.
Yeah,
or
it should have been, but it's just it's a random pop song. I mean, it could have been worse, but I mean, still,
By the way, I looked at that song. It's just called "Rock and Roll Part 2" by Gary Glitter.
Gary Glitter, yeah. Who's in jail for child pornography, by the way.
Yeah. I think that was like the intention because that song is like it seems like very like it's for a football song.
Yeah.
It's got this,
like seems so innocent,
high energy, like
very like well known, famous. Like everyone knows the song, yeah.
But
the backstory is.
But the backstory, or at least the current backstory, is that it's sung by now a rapist and whatever child whatever pornography pedophile, right? So that's why I guess they wanted to use that song for that kind of effect.
Yeah. So like it's even more fucked up, when you think about it. Like how I mean, the overall, how this movie, is based off how it's made. The story's dark. The fucking behind the scenes is dark with the fucking song now and shit.
Yeah.
And like so also it goes with the controversy now. The critics are are saying, oh, this movie is giving pedophile money now because they're using a song. He's getting all the royalty money now. And oh no, don't go support this movie. Like, no, come on, now they're reaching like
they're really reaching that cookie jar.
Yeah, sure, okay, they're giving money to pedophile, but it's still, the movie is still enjoyable. It's not part of the story. They're not glamorizing that artist, they're just playing that random clip of music.
It's for,
but it's not like I wanted to give this guy money.
It's to express a point, so it's not like it's not glorifying the artist like they're saying. It's just like it's trying to convey a point that this is all fucked up, and they wanted to really emphasize that like nature by playing that song. It's like on the surface it seems like innocent, it's high energy, and it's something you play at a football game or whatever. It's got that vibe on the surface, but if, like you said, the backstory though, it's fucked up because the artist. But
exactly.
So anyway, but I that was funny though.
Yeah,
it's funny that they selected that song.
It's a nitpick, it's a minor nitpick I had. Why they chose that song? Like, okay, that's kind of jarring, but I went with it. I was like, okay.
I have a very, very strong feeling that once the Blu-ray comes out, they're gonna like rip that scene and put different songs in there just for like.
They already started doing that. Yeah. I've seen some play with like anime and shit. Anime songs.
So there you go. Yeah. There you go.
Immigrant song from Thor Ragnarok.
Oh yeah.
It's like he's adding to that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was thinking of doing something like that too, like once the Blu-ray.
Oh yeah. No, go for it.
Yeah.
You can do it right now.
I do it right now, yeah.
Just go to use your A-list, go watch a movie, just film it with your phone.
Right. Yeah. But so anyway, I thought that was like that part was like funny, like the way that like that song came. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I'm pretty sure like other people were just like, wait, what? But anyway, like at least like there's some meaning to it, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, he's coming down the stairs, he's dancing, he does the whole like famous the iconic dance thing, and including the one that little like screenshot of him like in that pose, right?
He's doing the kick.
And the kick, he does the kick and everything. The splashing the water and all that, and then, meanwhile there was two officers from before, that were questioning him. They're just staying on top, like what the fuck, like what's going on?
Yep.
I wonder how they were seeing him too, but
I know,
like I always had a shot of their perspective down on him, and then like obviously there would be like no music, and it'd be like, what the fuck is he doing? But
it's all in his head, man. It's all in his head.
All in his head, yeah, exactly, yeah. But so he's dancing and stuff like that, and then they're like I think they figured out it was Arthur or something like that, and they wanted to like question him.
Yeah.
but he ran off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then so this chase began. You know, through the streets. And then he goes to the train, right? He eventually goes down to the subway and inside the train, and this train was full of the people who, you know, are protesting.
Protesters, yeah.
Yeah, with the clown masks and stuff. So, you know, he used that to his advantage, you know, to go through all the people and stuff. You know, and he had the clown makeup and everything, so it was easy for him to go through.
Oh yeah.
But you know, the cops or detectives or whatever had a harder time because they're cops, they're detectives, you know, like obviously they're not gonna like them, so they had a hard time like getting through and all that stuff and trying to find him and everything. And then the chase still goes on. And then there's the part where he pulled out the gun and everything, tries to shoot him, but one of the protesters like try to hold him and everything because I guess he really hates the cops or whatever.
Yeah.
So but out of self-defense, of course, he shoots them dead. I guess.
Or either self-defense or an accident.
An accident.
Because the way the officer reacted, like, oh shit, like what happened, like.
Right. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah. So it could have been self-defense, or I think
it could have just been instinct or something.
I think it was an accident. I think he shot out by accident.
Yeah. I guess he wanted. Maybe he just wanted to incapacitate him or something. But overall, yeah, probably an accident, right? Yeah. But unfortunately, they got fucking beaten to death because he shot him.
Well, they got beaten to critical.
Oh, they're in critical. I did it. Okay.
Yeah, they're in critical condition according to the news.
Okay, well they got the shit beat out of them. So yeah. So of course, all thanks to Arthur because they were chasing him in the first place.
Yeah.
So he comes out of there like all unscathed and everything, and they had that like nice slow motion shot of him like smoking a cigarette and everything. Like it looked like if he was in Mortal Kombat 11. You know how they had the victory screens and everything. Yeah. They have that like that slow motion. If he was if and of course Joker he's gonna be in that game too.
They better have the Joaquin Phoenix skin at least.
Ah man, that'd be so cool.
They have to, man.
That'd be so cool, and have that same like exact shot as one of his like optional like victory screens, and have like the cigarette smoking and everything. That'd be so sick.
Yeah, the slow mo shot of him walking, with the cigarette. Yeah,
that'd be so cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But anyway, so he comes out of that chase. He's in one piece.
Yeah.
And then he he's in the studio. He's before the show, and Murray comes down to talk to him before the show. With I think it's like his manager or agent, or not agent, but like his manager or the producer or something like that. One of the staff, right? Yeah. And I guess and they had a conversation, and then that's when he says, "Oh, by the way, could you call me the Joker or something like that?" And
when you bring me out, can you call me the Joker?
Can you call me the Joker? So and then right before he went on the show, like he came out on stage. He was like, get ready, he's doing the dance, and people like next to him are just like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, he's just like out there, man. He's like, just
I love that part.
Yeah.
He was like really feeling himself, like really getting himself ready, like, and then he had the pose and everything.
It's just everything goes slow motion, and like he's just like, dude, this is like fucking prime Joker. I fucking love this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like
the movie's great, man.
Yeah, I think that's like that definitely is like very much like the prime Joker. Yeah, like now he's
full on Joker.
Joker. Like he's just being himself. Like he doesn't really care what's going on in the world. He is just letting everything go. Mm-hmm. And people and the two people just I love their reaction. It was so good. It was like what the fuck? Like just looking back and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then the curtain opens and comes out, and then there are other guests already too, including like a lady or something.
Yeah, a doctor. Yeah. She was a doctor.
She's a doctor.
Yeah.
Okay. And then like instead of a hug or whatever, he gives her like a really long kiss, and he's just like, what? Yeah. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I guess he shook. Did he shake the other dude?
No, he didn't even look at him.
Yeah, okay, okay, so that's what I thought. Yeah, so he like left him hanging, and then they took their seats, and the lady was like, what the fuck is happening?
He had to look. She had to look on her face like the entire time. Like,
Yeah, like
what?
what? Yeah, it like definitely like set that tone already, like it being awkward.
Yes.
You know, like even though it was already super awkward of
Mm-hmm.
having Joker in the first place, like, you know, like him all in the makeup and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that, you know, the show begins with, you know, now Arthur being on the show that he used to watch a whole lot, you
Yeah.
know, and now talking to the person he used to look up to
Yeah.
and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then after like the introductions and everything, he pulls out his book and yeah, then Murray's like, oh, he's got a book, you know.
Yeah.
And he says like one of his jokes, and it was like, I guess like brutal or something.
Yeah, it was very dark. It was a
Very dark
joke.
Dark humor, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh, like, you
Yeah,
know,
it was
had
knock. Like, what was it like? A something with a dead son got run over, or some shit.
something
Yeah.
like that. And yeah,
it's the police. Your son just got run over and he's dead. Something like that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then that's it.
Yeah,
And then the was like, okay, where's the punchline? It was like, there's no punchline.
Yeah.
Everyone just started booing him and shit.
yeah. And then and now he starts to like, oh yeah, and then as you know it went on, he starts to you know open up and admit the fact that he is the murderer who shot
Yeah.
the 3 people from Wayne Enterprise, and he, you know, pretty much like spills the beans and everything.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the scene like really builds up, like the music is just going up from, it's only going up.
Yes.
And then
Very tense. Very tense.
very intense. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, like it felt,
Yeah.
I felt that heart beating.
Oh
right?
yeah.
And then you know, and of course at that point pulls out the gun, and instead of shooting himself, he shoots
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he blames, you know, blames society for you know for what's going on with him and his life.
He lets out all his feelings about
And,
society.
You know, he blames the society for the deaths of, you know, those 3 workers, because, you know, he was just thinking like, you know, oh, if it was me that got killed, then you guys wouldn't give a shit. But, you know, since it's the rich, you know, they get more attention, and that's not right. Everyone's just stepping over me, and I'm fed up with it. You know, going back with the Tommy Wiseau quote, you know, I'm fed up with the world.
Yeah.
Everyone betrayed me, so that's exactly how he feels. So, you know, and you know, he you know, at first he did plan to kill himself, but instead he thinks about, oh, what Murray, you know, did in the show by showing everyone those clips.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just shoots him in the head right there.
Shoots him right there, dead, and then even like pretty much like use the rest of his bullets, I guess, too.
Yeah, well, he shot him one more time in the body.
I guess, yeah, just to make sure, you know. I guess.
Just cause, yeah.
You know, it's cause, you know, just out of fucking anger and shit, rage. And then, you know, he gets arrested, of course, but you know, but in that process, the big riot starts in Gotham.
Yeah.
You know, there's chaos everywhere
because of what he did. You know,
what he did.
The whole thing was televised.
He inspired, it was televised. So he, like, including the Murray's death, and getting shot and everything. So he pretty much inspired and started.
He rallies everyone, you know, to rise up.
To rise up, all the people, all the poor people, to rise up, and then now chaos ensues in Gotham, and then meanwhile, you know, Joker is in the police car. He's seeing everything, and that's happening, and
he's just feeling good about it.
Yeah,
this is cool.
Like, he did. Like, now he's like feeling that he did something.
Yeah, in his life, he finally did something, you know, that he wanted to in his life. He feels accomplished.
He feels
like it's terrible. It's a bad thing that he did, but you know, that's how, you know, the Joker is. You know, he's just someone that wants to cause an uprising. You know, and be I guess a person to look up to, you know.
He wanted to mean something to people.
Yeah, you know, at first, you know, he wanted to be like Murray, you know, look up to him. But now that, you know, he took out Murray, he's gonna be like him now. But, you know, to cause riots and you know, to take over the rich, and for the poor to rise up.
Yeah. So so that's all happening, and then meanwhile, Thomas Wayne, his wife, and Bruce were coming out of the theater, and they were like trying to like get away from the chaos, and they're trying to take a shortcut through the alley. But one of the rioters like saw the Wayne family, and followed them down the alley, and then pretty much said his words, and shot Thomas Wayne, and then that's where the famous scene with Bruce Wayne seeing his parents get shot.
Yeah.
Like all the other fucking Batman movies and stuff, including the pearl and everything.
Yeah, but at least in this one it made sense, and there was a reason.
Yeah.
It was that guy. It wasn't just a random criminal that just wanted money or whatever. It was a criminal that was inspired by the Joker.
Yeah.
So in a way, the Joker killed Batman's
Indirectly,
parents, and also in a way, the Joker created Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was like a kind of a cool like connection / like sort of cameo, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Not sure if if there's gonna be something after that, but anyway. So yeah, that scene happened, and then after Joker kind of continues riding in the car while being arrested, this ambulance came out of nowhere, bashes the fucking car to stop the police car. As it was actually hijacked by the rioters.
Yeah.
They pulled out Joker, and they were hoping that he was alive. Obviously they overdone it.
Yeah.
But somehow he's still alive, and he stands up on top of the police car, and he does his like dance and whatever.
Yeah. With his blood in his mouth, he does.
Yeah, he does a smile,
which is awesome. It's just great imagery in this movie.
Yeah,
That whole scene with like the whole rioters, now idolizing a former loner nobody. It's crazy how at the very beginning of this movie he was just this fucking loser that hated his life. And towards the end of the movie, at the very end of the climax, he's the hero.
He's the hero.
I guess the protagonist.
He's the rising star, also.
The king, I guess.
King,
yes.
Yeah.
In a way, he's the one that.
He's a knight in shining armor. He's the knight.
That is the one that's being idolized.
Now he's the one being idolized. Yeah. When he was idolizing, everyone or few people, including Murray, but yeah.
So I mean, this movie is crazy. That's why I love the movie so much, because it's just a roller coaster from beginning to end. You go from one end to a completely different end by the end.
And then it comes to an abrupt end, and he's in the state hospital in Arkham.
Yeah, you just assume he gets captured.
Yeah,
somehow.
he gets arrested. I'm pretty sure they got all the other rioters, too, as well.
Yeah.
So the riot itself, of course, has died down with Arthur himself in the hospital as well, and he's being interviewed by somebody or a psychiatrist, and he's laughing, and psychiatrist, she was asking like, what's so funny, but he's like,
you wouldn't get it.
Yeah, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't understand the joke.
Yeah, he thinks about Bruce and his parents getting murdered. That's what he was laughing at.
Yeah, because he found out that Thomas Wayne and his wife died, in the process. Yeah. So he thought to himself that was funny. You know what I mean? So because he's the Joker. So anyway, but he doesn't realize that out of this situation comes Batman. But assuming that the story continues, but. It would have been if it does continue, it would be pretty cool, like to kind of have that connection.
I heard Joaquin Phoenix doesn't do sequels.
Yeah,
but you never know.
Yeah,
if this movie turns out to be a massive success, then the studio might want to do more sequels, like I guess a different part of a cinematic universe, which would be cool. But at the same time, I don't really want a sequel to this movie.
Right?
Honestly.
Yeah.
This movie is great by its own. This shouldn't get a sequel. If it does, then man, I don't know. But if they bring on the same crew, the same director, of course Joaquin Phoenix has to come back, then it can work. But right now, I just want this to be a standalone movie. Yeah. I don't want any sequels right now to this movie.
Well, let's get this part out of the way. At the very end, right after the interview, you see Joker like running down the hallway and he has blood on his shoes. I guess it's implying that maybe he like beat or bashed up the psychiatrist.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's dead.
Yeah. That's like really really dark.
Yeah. Well, they didn't show it, but
they didn't show
it's
it.
Implied that.
But implied.
He brutally murdered her.
Yeah. And
why?
Just cause. Yeah, he's a Joker.
Yeah.
He's Arthur is gone pretty much. Anything that Arthur used to be, it's all gone.
Yeah.
And now he's the Joker. So he had blood on his shoes and he's running down the hallway and then he's trying to like find a way to escape but he's getting chased by the staff and whatever and
then that's it. It's
over.
He's just keep it's like a cartoon like a Tom and Jerry movie. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
And the end.
Yep, and that's how it ends.
Yeah,
that's how it ends. So the director like purposely left it like ambiguous as to like is this supposed to be the Joker or is this supposed to be just a Joker that inspires the next Joker and that's the Joker that we've come to like know that's the prime Joker. Yeah,
really?
That's what it's like kind of. I think that's what it said in one of his interviews.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
I thought this was just the one Joker. I thought
it was
just,
no, like he left it like ambiguous or something like that.
I didn't see it like that. I thought Phoenix was the Joker in this movie.
That's supposed to be like purposely left open, for people to like interpret.
Really?
Yeah. To see like hey is this the Joker or is this just the Joker before like the first Joker and then this guy is the one who inspires the prime Joker.
See, I don't know if I like that. I want this to be the Joaquin Phoenix Joker like the entire time. I don't want him to be the Joker that inspires another Joker. I want
of course, yeah. It's also
Joker.
It's also up to your interpretation to see to say that this is just a one-off or whatever. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
I don't know what you guys think. If you think this Joaquin Phoenix Joker inspires another Joker, then say so in the comments.
Yeah.
But if you're like me and you think Joaquin Phoenix is the Joker and no one else Joker, then just mention that too in the comments. But I think that this is just a one Joker.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say because this guy's like, I don't know if he's supposed to be depicted as an older dude, like. I don't know. They never like really state his age, other than you just assume that he's like old now, like he's like past 40 or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I would think the prime Joker is supposed to be like a lot younger or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I wouldn't want a sequel to this because it's gonna complicate things.
Yeah,
so I just want this to be its own standalone thing, and this shouldn't be turned into a cinematic universe, in my opinion. If it does, then we just hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, remember, Batman has to go through his movie too from the DCU, but without Ben Affleck, and so
So it's like that, like what?
Yeah, what if what if they somehow connect with the Joaquin Phoenix Joker with this upcoming Batman?
I guess that'd be cool, but hopefully, man. I hope they bring back.
I feel like they purposely left that open like that, because they showed Bruce Wayne's parents dying and stuff.
Yeah.
So it can imply that it can connect with this, or it could be a standalone movie either way.
Yeah.
So it's very like open ended. So it's really up.
Because I'm not sure if the Robert Pattinson Batman is going to be connected to its own thing, or is it going to be connected to the Zack Snyder cinematic universe,
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's hard to say. It's definitely hard to say.
Yeah.
But this is definitely like one of the conversation pieces, what I mean, or a thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Also, like, people have implied that this whole thing was all in his head, like everything.
I heard about that too.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Because like at one really random point, there's a scene of Arthur banging his head on the window, at the state hospital. So, and also the fact that he had two major scenes of himself, fantasizing,
Mm-hmm.
one being with on the show, like, oh, the whole like, I wish you were my dad, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
And Sophie.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it could be possible that it was all in his head, but I think overall it was real. Like,
Yeah, I
it
think it
actually
was real,
happened
yeah.
because his parents are Bruce's parents are dead.
Yeah.
That was that's still true.
I want to say it's all real too. Everything
Yeah.
that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it when movies be like, oh, it's all a dream at the very end. Like,
Yeah.
through all that just to to have this stupid bullshit thing.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Just to be like funny or whatever,
Yeah.
like just to be like just to make a twist. You know what I mean? But
I like twists, but not when it's like that. When
yeah.
an entire movie is based off just a dream, it was just
Mhm.
all a dream. It was all in his head.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, not really a big fan of that. That's my
Mhm.
opinion.
Mhm.
But I just want to say that I do want to think that this was all real. Like, this
Yeah.
all happened.
Yeah, because like I said, Bruce Wayne's parents are still dead. So
Yeah.
I think that's from that alone is this was all real.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, the Sophie incident or the Sophie situation and the himself being on the show from the audience or whatever, that was fake too, obviously. But
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that was real, and I think so. With everything said, this is like such a really good film, and
Mhm.
I'm really glad I was able to catch it and stuff, and I just had I didn't know what to expect, but I was happy coming out of that theater,
Same. Yeah.
with the finished product. As uncomfortable I was during the film,
Mhm.
and like cringing with a lot of scenes with Arthur,
Yeah.
especially with the whole comedian part, and then like laughing at the part where he dropped the gun and everything as a clown.
Yeah. Overall, this movie was great. I had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
High expectation, like I said before, and came out totally satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is like, I want to say again, it's my movie of the year so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's up there with Endgame and
Mm-hmm.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's hopefully you guys enjoy this movie
Mm-hmm.
like as much as we did.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, then I don't know what to say.
I mean,
I get it. If you don't like it, because you're expecting something else, then okay, yeah.
like I guess one of the complaints is that this is I guess this is for like the big Joker fans, that probably this isn't the Joker that they imagined, or they don't
Yeah.
want this to be their Joker or whatever.
Yeah.
And they don't want this to possibly be the Joker because this obviously this is like super realistic.
Yeah.
Comparing to the one from the comic books, and they see this Joker as just like some crazy dude and not really like smart or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because Joker is a criminal mastermind. He's
Yeah.
smart. He's
Yeah.
intelligent. He
He's ahead of everyone.
He's ahead of everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one, this guy is just a crazy guy. You
Yeah,
know what I
but
mean?
we already got that with Heath Ledger Joker. That's the thing, though. Why would we want that again? They already tried to do that kind of gangster vibe with Jared Leto,
Yeah.
which has got very mixed reactions from
Yeah.
me. But this Joaquin Phoenix is just up there with Ledger,
Mm-hmm.
but totally different Jokers.
Yeah.
Joaquin, being the slowly being the Joker and becoming crazy, becoming more being more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Where Ledger is more of the comic book like accurate, but more of a prime Joker, the one
Yeah, you already
that had
passed his prime,
everyone
yeah.
and all that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it's very hard for me to compare,
Mm-hmm.
but man, like this movie, it's a must watch.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend it to everyone, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I know not everyone's gonna like it,
Oh no.
but I believe that for the most people that I do recommend it to will enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. I think pretty much that's all we can say. Yeah. So but when it comes to me with like movie of the year sort of thing, and like I said, it's up there, but I think the only other competitor for me anyway is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like I really enjoy that movie, and I'm really like itching to watch that movie again.
Yes.
That's how much I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the whole ending too. Like
Mhm.
it's just it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I really liked the scenes with Rick Dalton and Cliff. It was really really like just really entertaining to see those two together.
Yeah.
On the screen. And but of course then there's Joker, like this story about how this like loser nobody sort of person like transforms into an iconic DC villain slowly too. It's such a like
he doesn't get his personality right away.
Yeah.
It's a very slow burn. It takes almost 2 hours for him to become the Joker, which for me works.
Yeah.
It made it work, executed so well in this movie. It doesn't fall into like some chemicals and then all of a sudden he becomes a Joker in 1 second. No, it takes a whole movie for him to become the Joker.
Yeah. Through these like situations where
very realistic situations too.
Yeah. So that's why people can connect this to to themselves in some way.
Yeah.
I guess some people, but and that's why like all the other media is like, oh, it's insinuating this demographic or these people or whatever to, and it would inspire them to become some sort of Joker and start violence or whatever.
Yeah.
But,
mass shooting and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just some fucking movie, but
it's just a movie.
It's
video games, or games. They're just video games. They're not gonna, there are some, that might, influence others, but for the most part, it's the individual. It's their actions. It's based on the individual, to, if they want to do something crazy or not.
Yeah.
I played. I remember my first violent video game was Mortal Kombat when I was like fucking 5.
Oh yeah.
And I remember seeing blood and all the fucking heads getting
ripped off
and shit. And that traumatized me as a kid. Like, oh my god, it's gross. But it didn't want me to go fucking rip someone's head off when I was 5.
Yeah.
I still play violent games right now. I still watch violent movies all my life. And I'm still here.
Yeah.
still fine.
Yeah. Right.
So it's not all just what happens in movies and games and TV and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's what happened to them in real life.
Yeah,
too. Like, and also like
people are fucked up. People like to think weird things. Just because they want to do that. It's just based on the individual.
Individuals, yeah.
Yeah,
but people like to play the blame game, and they want to just make an easy blame on whatever is kind of obvious or whatever, like just kind of out there, and they just want to point it to that. And, when they know that it's more than just that. It's just there's so much to what's going on in that person's life and stuff like that, and there's no one answer. There's no easy answer for that. It's just there's a lot of things.
Yep.
Well, anyways, that's the Joker. I guess there's some other movies to see, and I guess way against Joker, I guess, but I really think Joker is gonna be way up there too.
Yeah.
And I hope Joaquin Phoenix gets acknowledged somehow with an Academy Award or something, right, of that pedigree to commemorate his performance as the Joker.
He's gonna be competing. I think he's since we're talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he's gonna be him versus Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah, right.
Because I think Leo's gonna get nominated for that.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know. I haven't seen other kind of movies that would get nominated for Best Actor.
Well, I mean, Ad Astra.
Ad Astra, I guess, for Brad Pitt. I guess. But I think for the most part, it's gonna be between Leo and Phoenix for the next Oscars. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to wait for The Irishman, and that's another good one that's gonna come out.
Oh, also Ford versus Ferrari.
Ford versus Ferrari, that's also, it looks like a very Oscar baity kind of movie.
Yeah.
In a good way. Hopefully, it's good.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see. There's still plenty of movies coming out this year that are gonna be nominated for Oscars. But yeah, I mean, we'll see.
But in terms of like just movies in general, like there's still like Terminator, and then there's Star Wars, of course. But I don't know, man. I feel like definitely not Terminator. It's not gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen either.
And then, what if it was like Rambo? What if Rambo was able to like somehow like win all these awards, and like Stallone is like it's the best actor or whatever?
It probably wins some random award for like best, makeup, whatever. Not even.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. And then there's Star Wars. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Star Wars just always gets nominated for best visual effects and, and music,
sound effects,
editing and
music.
stuff.
Yeah.
I am excited for the Star Wars. So
Yeah.
It might be my favorite movie of the year. You never know.
Yeah. Right.
Just because it's my favorite movie of the year doesn't mean it's a well-made movie. It's I don't think Star Wars is gonna be like an actual film. It might be, but it's more like gonna be like exciting blockbuster kind of movie.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's always how Star Wars has been. But when it comes to like actual film, the Ford Ferrari, The Irishman, which I'm really excited for. It's gonna be a fucking 3.5 hour epic, man. So, you're gonna have to get ready for that. And
you know when that's coming out? Is that in November?
I think November.
Yeah.
Early November.
Yeah.
And Ford vs Ferrari, of course, want to see that one. I do want to see Knives Out, and Taika Waititi, Jojo Rabbit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They look like fun movies. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for now. Apart from Terminator, Star Wars. But yeah, there's still plenty of movies I still want to see. This year.
So anyways, that's definitely it from us. What do you guys think? If you haven't commented already about the questions of that come out from this movie and stuff, and Joker, great movie. So anyway,
yes.
We'll probably come back for maybe for Ferrari or maybe The Irishman or something. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. Anything or anything else in October that's coming out?
No, well, just Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah, the Breaking Bad movie. Maybe we'll talk about it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out. So.
Yeah, but I think that the next big wave would either be Terminator or Star Wars.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
Anyways, thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys in the next video. Later.